Look, you all know that I've been in on Broderick Jones. I am out on Broderick Jones. I'm out. You can say that Mike Tomlin ruined him. They didn't put him on the left side when they should have put him on the left side, and they messed with his mind, put him on the right side. Whatever. We saw it in preseason. He wasn't good in preseason. Played an okay game last week. He doesn't start. This is how we all should have known that Broderick Jones wasn't the guy. When they decided a guy that hadn't played in a month is coming in and he's starting at right tackle. That should have told us everything that we need to know. That should have said it all. Oh, this rookie that hadn't played in a month is coming to take your job. Okay, well, and he did. Troy Fautanu started. I'm not saying he played great. We got to get the all 22. We got to look at everything. But you know what I do know? He didn't have 3 penalties on one drive, including 2 holding penalties. Just absolutely out there, just getting pushed around. That's why you're holding, out of position, standing straight up, hands out of place. Come on, man. And I'm not ready to use the word bust. Oh, well, he's a bust. No, I'm not saying that, man. I'm not saying, and there's going to be people that say that he's a bust. You would be wrong at this point. I'm not saying we get down the road a little bit. We can't say that. But as of right now, he's not a bust. He's struggling. I get it. But there's plenty of guys that are in the Hall of Fame that in their first 2 years, year and a half, they didn't play well. They struggled. It happens. The National Football League is not easy. It just isn't. And he can be as mad as he wants to. It looked like he was mad on the sideline. I'm like, bro, stop holding. You're holding. You jump off sides. Okay, inexcusable, but it happens. But then you're holding. All in the same. Who gets 3 penalties like that in the same drive that we're talking about is any good? I don't think there's anybody. Is there? I don't know. That was a bad performance. Just from the naked eye, James Daniels, he was getting whipped. Didn't look good to start the second half. 4 straight plays. We went at 4 and out. James Daniels got whipped every single play. Dan Moore Jr., the old Dan Moore Jr. showed up this game, people. He showed up. The one that we had been fearing, that we thought, you know what, maybe Dan Moore Jr. turned the corner. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He did not turn the corner. Again, another big holding penalty. Fields gets outside, makes a good play. He doesn't even get outside, just makes a good read. Dan Moore is beat immediately and has to hold the guy. And just, I don't know. Again, I don't want to get too into the minutia until I see the all 22. And we're going to come out with, again, we're breaking down the offensive line. We'll get that out to you guys. So our all 22 report that we had last week. Let's get into some of y'all's comments, man. Let's hear it. All y'all Broderick fans. Look, Broderick was bad, man. He was bad. And I what else are we going to say? That was terrible. But you know what? You know who else I blame for? I blame Mike Tomlin. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Put the man at left tackle. I told you, if he's your left tackle, then leave him there. If Dan Moore Jr. can't play right tackle, that's a Dan Moore Jr. problem. It shouldn't be a Pittsburgh Steeler problem. But you created a Pittsburgh Steeler problem when you didn't have to do that. Unless you're telling me that Broderick Jones isn't very good. Okay. Well, if that's the case, hey, Dan Moore's the best guy we got right now. That's why he keeps running out there. And I do know this. We're going to look at this all 22. And if Broderick Jones ain't playing left tackle next week, then I think the Steelers are telling us something without even saying it, that Dan Moore Jr. is better at left tackle than Broderick Jones, which would be a colossal disaster. Just a disaster. So Mm, mm, mm. What's going on, PJ? If the refs actually called a good game, there would have been at least 5 more holding calls. Watt, Herbig, Highsmith at crucial moments of Denver's offense. You know what? I I hate blaming referees because I think it's weak. I think you could make more plays, but you are right, PJ. There were plenty of times that they could have called the same holding that we were committed. Look, we were holding. The holding penalties that the Steelers got were 100% legitimate, every one of them. But they didn't call them on Denver. And that's what bothered me. I'm like, hold on a second. They're doing the same thing. Make the calls. And they didn't do it. Not enough. Not to mention, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys track this, but that officiating crew for the last 4 years has not only a reputation for calling the most holding called penalties in a game, they have called the most. So there's that, you know. But Lord have mercy. First of all, they chopped the game up. It almost became unwatchable because they chopped the whole damn game up, wanting to be part of the game. Like, you are not part of this game. Let the guys decide it. Ugh. Oh well. What are you gonna do? The one thing that I know for a fact is the offensive line was abysmal in the second half, and I'll take it even a step further. The play calling got abysmal. Like I mentioned, we settle for that field goal to go up 13. It's 3rd and 3, and we just settle. Now, granted, it's a 53-yard field goal that Boswell makes. I get that part, but throw the ball on 3rd and 3. Why are we running it? I mean, the golden rule in football is if it's 3rd down and you run the ball, when it's 3rd and 7 or less and you run the ball, that means you're going to it on 4th down. I thought, oh, Mike Tomlin, he's decided that Denver can't score any point. We're going to go for it because Denver can't move the football. Nope. Trots out Boswell. And I'm like, I don't even mind the field goal, kicking the field goal there. I mind the 3rd down play call that you didn't even try to get it. Mike, come on, man. Ugh. Oh, ugly. Yeah, buddy. AJ, you couldn't have said it better. The early snap by Frazier was James Daniels' fault. Literally panicking at the line with 4 seconds left on the play clock. Got to tighten up. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no reason for you to call for that early. No, they weren't even ready yet. He wasn't ready. So, but we can all go back and see. We'll go back and see. Like I said, the all 22 is going to come out. When it does, we'll put our video together of the offensive line. That's what we're breaking down. And we'll break it all down and let you guys know exactly what we see, and where it could have gotten better. Some of the offense got hindered by penalties. Some of the stuff that we were doing, because again, it was working. But then we make a play, a 1st down. Like, for instance, I think it was the first drive of the second half. Najee runs for 9. We run 2nd down, and we get a hold. We get the 1st down, but then we get a holding penalty. Then it's 2nd and 11, and then we have to punt. I'm like, how does this happen? We get 9 yards on the 1st down, and it's basically a 3 and out. I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? And that's the way it was. I was just like, come on, man. We got to figure this out. Got to stop holding. Again, I get that this crew calls holding like they change underwear, but that's just, we can't use that as the excuse. We cannot use that as the excuse. Aaron, you know what? If he's hurt, I agree with you. Jones had 3-on-1 drive. They need to let him heal. And I'm not questioning whether he's hurt, but if he's hurt that bad to where he can't block without holding, you're 100% right. Got to put him on the bench. We got to put him on the bench. It's just that simple. You know, you put him on the bench so much that a guy that literally hadn't played or practiced in 3 weeks to a month, a rookie, comes in and immediately starts at his position. Come on, man. I mean, I think the Steelers are trying to tell us something without just coming out publicly saying it. Good point here. Mason McCormick needs a shot. Anderson ain't it. Look, I thought Anderson got pushed around all game against the Falcons. I'm gonna do another deep dive, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out when we do our all 22 film that comes out. We're gonna take a deep dive and we're gonna look and see how, because I screamed after this week. I said, hey man, I'd rather, first of all, when Isaac went down, I said, put in McCormick. He's nastier streak. I know that Spencer Anderson's technique is better, but Mason McCormick plays with more physicality. And I think that's what the Steelers offense needs. More physicality. Well, we need to take a look at it. And I mean, because like I said, he got pushed around last week. We'll see what it looked like this week. We'll see what it looked like. And it just wasn't a good game by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wasn't a good game. In the second half. I thought the first half was exactly how you draw it up, other than the holding on Broderick, those 3 penalties, the 2 holdings and the offsides. I thought it was exactly how you would draw up, because I feel like the Steelers would have at least had 20 points. Then the offensive pass interference. So, yeah, I feel like they would have at least had that. They played well in the first half. But as well as they played in the first half, that was as bad an offense that we've seen in the second half. That just didn't look good, man.